Hi, and thank you for joining me today. I would like to take a moment to share that there are 5 spaceships that are inbound to Earth and are about to land here to actually take a prisoner out of our hands. Now, this might sound like crazy information. Listen, I received this information a week ago and I was not going to share it. First is I actually thought it was nice. Like, I agree with what is happening. I felt like I had a good grasp of it. But most importantly, like, people are allowed to just raise their families and go on about their day without concerning themselves with things that are not of this earth. And the reason, I just didn't want to promote panic or anything like that. This is not what I'm about. I am not here to create fear. I'm not here to engage in conspiracy theories or anything. But when I have friends who, without me seeing anything about this information, calls me up this morning and she's like, I actually seen this last night. Like, I've seen things happening in dream times and that was really weird. And she was detailing something that was directly related to what I had saw, and I was like, oh, okay. So perhaps this is why I want to share this information. Perhaps there are some of you who are already kind of in tune with this kind of information and you want to get more clarity on it. And also feeling that perhaps the world do want, in fact, know about certain things that are happening on a collective level, and also in a way of us awakening to our galactic consciousness and really starting to understand our place within our galaxy amongst other races and our history with them. Then yes, perhaps that is where the call is for me to actually share this information with you today. So my name is Isabelle. Welcome back to the download. So on Tuesday, October 16, I was made aware that there was a being being held hostage in an underground facility. This being was seemingly tied to a chair, figure of speech, of course. He had like dark gray skin, almost like graphite from a pencil. And he looked very mean, very angry. Like, the amount of anger coming out of this being, I was like, wow, why didn't it not just bazooka his ass? Like, why are we even facilitating a being like that just being tied to a chair, like even allowed to be alive, if you say. But again, there's a lot at play here, especially when we get into intergalactic dealings and laws and jurisdictions. Essentially, what I saw is whoever facility who was holding this being hostage, they had sent a few psychic to try perhaps negotiate with this being, and I don't want to say the location. I don't want to get in trouble again, so I'm gonna withdraw this information, but feel free to tap in yourself. The answers are all within anyways. You're no different than me, so if you want to have more information for yourself, please go ahead, meditate, tune in on this. So essentially what I saw is, see certain extraterrestrial beings and you think like they can read us like an open book because they're so open to energies and telepathy and whatnot, that they can know what we have for supper, they can know what is our mental state like and what our desire are. They can read a lot of information. And what I saw is, at first, this being was kind of seemingly nice, has with an attitude and whatnot, and they were sending like psychic to negotiate with him. But they have a way to really mess with humans and manipulate, similar to when the first people came, like in the Americas, and they were giving like mirrors to the Native American, like trinkets of, oh, look, we have this to take advantage of them. Extraterrestrial beings, some of them can be incredibly manipulative in ways that are so superior. Like, think of like psychological manipulation, what timestamp. I could write a book about this, and maybe I'll make a video for sometime later. But essentially the psychic was going there and they were not coming outside the same way they went in, and the people from that facility quickly caught on to that, and they were like, no, okay, no more negotiating with you, we're done. So this being was incredibly furious. And here's what I saw. This is where I first became aware that there were 5 spaceships coming inbound because of this person being, extraterrestrial beings being held captive. And at first I was like, oh my God, is he commanding an airstrike? Because like, holy crap, and that's the thing, when we are holding beings who are not on this earth in underground facilities, we have to understand that these beings, they don't need phones like us to communicate with planets and galaxies and anything outside of this realm. So he could very well capable of commanding an airstrike to come and pick me up, like they have me down here. But thankfully, this is not what was happening. The actual 5 spaceships coming inbound to pick him up are essentially beings who are there to prosecute him. And this is what I got from these interactions and reading these energies. This being who is held in captivity, essentially, there are galactic laws in place that if they are a being of a higher intelligence, much higher intelligence, landing on a planet, we're not supposed to take advantage of these planets' innocence. We're not supposed to enslave them. We're not supposed to corrupt them. We're not supposed to give them little trinkets and pieces of information that seems like, oh my God, yeah, I'm gonna have like Jedi abilities now. Whoa, yeah, like please. Because we are very much humanity worshipping cultures, and sometimes we tend to worship things that we put on a pedestal, and that gets us in trouble, especially when interacting with celestial beings. So essentially, this being, this is what he did. He was here on Earth and took advantage of our innocence as a growing spiritually, emotionally, intellectually civilization, and really had their ways with us, or some of us here on this planet. And it's a big no-no. That is a big no-no. So for some reason, it came to the attentions of beings who make sure the laws of the cosmos, or our galaxy, if you say, are maintained and carried on. So they decided to actually come here to take this being off of our hands so he can be not only properly prosecuted, but will probably face some kind of jail times. Another thing, like, you have to understand that these beings' life expectancy may be far greater than us. So perhaps this being had a life expectancy of 100,000 years, and now he's going to have to sit locked up somewhere for 10,000 years, which would explain why he's so aggravated. So essentially, this is what I saw in the energies, is beings coming here to Earth to take an actual prisoner, beings, another aliens, if you say, who has committed galactic crimes against another world and will be facing prosecution properly on a galactic level because of that. Now, you probably have a lot of questions. I totally understand. Again, I'm not one to want to come up here and share this kind of information because I don't want to alarm anyone. I don't want to send panic. This is not my thing. I just would like you to perhaps welcome this information with just a curiosity, because it is a big world out there, and we have evolved to such a point now that we're capable, I assume, to handle this kind of information, to slowly integrate these thoughts and these ideas into our daily life, because I have a feeling that this is going to be more of a regular things as we are further exploring the cosmos, as we are further evolving and expanding our consciousness. So again, I wish I could tell you races, facilities, where this underground facility is at, who is holding this being hostage, like really. And personally, I don't want to get into that. Yeah, this is not the kind, like, there's a gray zone here, I feel, as to what I can share without getting in trouble. And this is my limit for me. So of course, again, if you want to know more, you can ask your own channels. The truth is all within, always, anyways. So now that I can give you an idea of where to look, perhaps in a horizon that you had never thought of looking before, but now that you know, you can go and explore further and deeper on your own. So thank you very much for watching. If you would like to receive more information like this, please let me know in the comments. I don't know what the world needs from me, to be honest. I just have these visions. They just happen randomly. I've received this. I was sitting on a bus going somewhere for my visa. Like, I did not, like, it's not like I was meditating and be like, ooh, I wonder what's going on in cosmos today. This is not how it happens to me. It's like a knock on the door and like, hey, and then it explodes. And I'm like, oh, I become aware of something and dynamics and things that are happening. And I'm like, wow, well, why am I seeing all these things? Like, what am I supposed to do with this information? So anyways, I'm passing it along to you. And if you would like to know more about these kind of information, please feel free to subscribe to my channel or join my newsletter on my website at www.download.com. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your day.